Hi, I'm Angie, and yeah, if this is the first time you see a video from me, this is usually not what I do. So usually, yeah, I make videos about recipes for chocolate bonbons, for truffles, and I try them out for the first time, or at least most of the time. And today is a little bit different. Today I want to share a video with you that I wish I've had before I started my business. For context, I'm running a small chocolate business, and I'm going to farmers markets during the summer, but I also do holiday markets and like harvest markets, Valentine's Day markets outside during the winter time. Now, you have to know that I live in the Pacific Northwest. Winters are not super cold here, so we're not talking Colorado or Montana cold or Alaska cold. But we do get snow, and it is getting pretty cold, especially if you're like staying outside in the rain for 8 hours. During my first season, I thought I cannot do any winter markets outside. This is not going to happen. But then, well, COVID happened, and kind of everything shifted outside either way. So I really had to make it work. And so I just want to share with you a couple of tips and tricks that I like to use, or clothes that I like to put on just to keep me warm during the cold time outside. Question to all the people that live in colder states during the winter time. Do you have farmers markets or holiday markets outside? How do you keep yourself warm? Is that even a thing? Are all the markets happening inside? Let me know. The first, for me personally, most important part is clothing and clothing layers. I know I will not win a fashion competition with my outfits when I'm going to farmers markets in the winter, but it really doesn't matter. For me, it's really just about keeping warm, staying warm, and surviving the day. Socks. I'm wearing really thick, warm wool socks. Shoes. The footage that I'm showing you in this video, it wasn't super cold that day, so it was fine. So I was just wearing sneakers for shoes, but I always bring my waterproofed hiking boots, because they will definitely keep me warm, especially if I have a market that happens on grass and the grass is super wet all day. I really like to wear my hiking shoes because I cannot have cold and wet, especially wet feet. For the pants, I'm for sure wearing 2 layers, like some sort of thermal underwear and then some jeans, and I always bring my rain protective pants as well, just in case, because they really keep the warmth in. For my upper body, I'm wearing at least 4 layers. Some sort of comfortable top, some sort of merino wool layer, and then a fleece on top. And then depending on the weather, I'm wearing either my thinner puffy jacket or my thicker puffy jacket, which is from Decathlon. I cannot recommend these 2 jackets high enough because I would just freeze out there without them. Often I wear both of them on top. But I also have to say that I've sized up on the thicker puffy jacket just to make sure that I can fit enough layers underneath. And of course I also bring a rain jacket just in case. For the hands, I'm wearing gloves. I have fingerless gloves, and on top I often use like regular gloves on top because I can just work a little better with the fingerless ones. I will never again leave my house without a beanie, so a beanie needs to go on top to keep the warmth in. Absolutely non-negotiable. Now the second point is external heat. So I would never leave the house without hand and feet warmer. I don't really like that they're all single use, but they are just like the easiest option for me to bring to a market. And they all work like 9 to 10 hours, which is perfect. Usually I set up like my tent and all the stuff I have before I put on all the different layers, simply because when I'm setting up and moving all around, I'm warm enough. But if you're really standing all day, like that's where like the coldness and wetness creeps into you, and that's when I like to put like my feet warmer on. And the hand warmers, I either like to put them into my gloves or into my jacket that warms my upper body just a little bit more. And then of course, there's Mr. Heater. So it's a portable propane radiant heater, which works great really on the coldest days when you're standing in the snow for hours and hours. That thing is really helpful. And then the third point, hot meals and hot drinks. So I always like to bring my thermos with like some hot tea. Sometimes I like to get some warm meals from food vendors, from food trucks. That can help out a lot as well. Point 4, my last point, if you can keep moving, stepping from one foot to the other, talking to other vendors, walking a little bit around, always super helpful just to get some blood flowing and just to keep yourself a little bit warmer. And yeah, it's always nice to talk to other vendors. This is how I keep myself warm, sometimes warm-ish, and I would love to hear from you. Are you a vendor? How do you keep yourself warm during the winter time? Are you even doing events outside? I would be super curious to hear from you. And of course, as always, if you have questions, you can leave them down below or send me a DM on Instagram at Chocolatier. And I think that's all. Have a good one and stay warm. Bye.